The message on a Tuesday morning. Subject line, Family Reunion, August 12th. I opened it expecting the usual details about potluck assignments and start times. Instead, I got this. Jennifer, we've decided it's best if you come to the reunion without Marcus this year. He disrupts the peace with his behavior. And several family members have expressed concerns. We think it would be better for everyone if he stayed home. We're sure you understand. Love, Mom and Dad. I read it 3 times. My son Marcus was 8 years old and autistic. His disruptive behavior meant he sometimes got overwhelmed at loud gatherings and needed quiet breaks. He stymied by flapping his hands when he was happy. He asked questions repeatedly when processing information. I called my mother immediately. Mom, I got your email. Oh good, so you understand. It's nothing personal, honey. It's just that Aunt Beverly's coming this year, and you know how she is about noise. And Uncle Frank's recovering from surgery. We just want a peaceful day. Marcus is 8 years old. You're uninviting your grandson to a family reunion. We're not uninviting him. We're just asking if maybe this year he could stay with a sitter. You could come for a few hours, enjoy yourself for once without having to worry about him. Worry about him? I don't worry about him at family events. I worry about family members who treat him like a problem. Jennifer, don't be dramatic. You know what I mean. He needs constant attention. You can't even have a normal conversation at these things because you're always managing him. Managing him? I'm parenting him. That's what parents do. And we're just trying to make sure everyone has a nice time. Is that so terrible? I felt my chest tighten. So Marcus being there means people can't have a nice time. You're twisting my words. Look, it's already decided. Your brothers agree. Your father agrees. This is what's best for the family. For the family, I repeated slowly. Just not for Marcus. He's not part of the family. Of course he's family. Don't put words in my mouth. We'll do something special with him another time, just the 3 of us. But the reunion is going to be adults and the older kids this year. It'll be easier for everyone. I hung up before I said something I'd regret. That afternoon, I sat in my backyard and looked at the space. We had half an acre, string lights we hung last summer, a decent patio, and a fire pit my late husband had built before he died. I called my Aunt Linda first. She'd always been the rebel of the family, the one who spoke her mind. Linda, it's Jennifer. How are you feeling about the reunion next month? Honestly, I was going to skip it. Your mother sent that ridiculous email about Marcus. What was she thinking? My heart lifted slightly. You got that email too. She sent it to the whole family. Wanted everyone's input on whether Marcus should come. I replied and told her she was being cruel. She didn't respond. She asked the whole family to vote on whether my son could attend. Oh, honey, you didn't know? She sent a group email asking if people would prefer a calm, adult-focused gathering this year. I'm sorry, I thought you knew. I felt sick. She polled the family about my son. Some people agreed with her, your brother Ryan did, and Frank, obviously. But most of us were horrified. I know Sarah told your mother off, and your brother Mike was furious. I'm having my own gathering, I said suddenly. Same day, at my house. Would you come? Linda didn't hesitate. Absolutely. What time? 2 o'clock. Bring whoever you want. I spent the next hour making calls. Aunt Sarah, Uncle Tom, my brother Mike, my cousin Jessica. Each call started the same way. I'm having a family gathering at my house on August 12th. I'd love it if you could come. I didn't mention my parents' reunion. I didn't need to. They all knew. By evening, I'd gotten 14 confirmed yes responses, more than half the people who'd been invited to my parents' event. My brother Mike called me back an hour later. Jennifer, I talked to my kids. They want to come to your place. They love Marcus. Katie's been asking when she can see him again. Of course they're welcome. I'm bringing my grill. And Sarah said she's making her famous potato salad. Linda's bringing drinks. This is turning into a real party. Mike, you don't have to. Yes, I do. What Mom did was wrong. We all know it, and we're showing up for you and Marcus. That's what family does. I cried after I hung up. The week before August 12th, my mother called. Jennifer, I'm hearing some concerning things. Are you having a party on the same day as the reunion? I'm having a family gathering, yes. That's incredibly passive-aggressive. You're trying to sabotage our event. I'm including my son in a family celebration, something you chose not to do. So you're punishing us? Making people choose sides? I'm not making anyone do anything, Mom. I invited people to my home. They chose whether or not to come. Well, it's working. Half the family is saying they're going to your house instead. Do you know how humiliating this is? Do you know how humiliating it was to receive an email uninviting my son from a family reunion? Do you know how humiliating it was to learn you polled the entire family about whether Marcus was welcome? Silence. I did that for your benefit, so you wouldn't feel like I was making the decision alone. You did it to build a case against my son, to get people to agree with you so I'd feel outnumbered. That's not fair. You're right. None of this is fair. But I'm done arguing about it. You're having your reunion. I'm having my gathering. People will go where they feel welcomed. Jennifer. I hung up. August 12th arrived hot and clear. Marcus woke up excited. He helped me plan the menu, picked out games, and made a welcome sign for the front yard. He had no idea about my parents' competing event. He just knew people were coming to celebrate with him. By 1 o'clock, my backyard was transformed. String lights glowed even in the afternoon sun. Tables were set with colorful tablecloths. A kiddie pool sat in the corner for the younger children. Marcus's favorite foods were laid out: chicken nuggets, watermelon, mac and cheese, and a chocolate cake he'd helped decorate. The first guest arrived at 1:45, Aunt Linda and Uncle Tom with their 3 kids, then Mike with his family. By 2:30, my backyard was filled with people. Sarah arrived with her famous potato salad and her husband carrying a cooler of drinks. Jessica brought her teenagers, who immediately started playing cornhole with Marcus, letting him win half the games. My cousin David showed up with a guitar and started playing music in the corner. By sunset, I counted 32 people in my yard. 32 family members who chose to be here. Who chose Marcus? Who chose love over conditional acceptance? I watched from the patio as my son's face glowed with pure joy, and something in my chest that had been tight for months finally loosened. Marcus was in heaven. He ran from group to group, stimming happily, flapping his hands when he got excited about something someone said. He asked his favorite questions repeatedly, about people's favorite colors, their pets, and what they ate for breakfast. And every single person engaged with him. They answered his questions patiently the third and fourth time he asked, smiled at his excitement, and included him in conversations and games without making him feel like he needed to earn his place there. No one asked him to be quieter. No one pulled me aside to complain. No one treated his autism like a problem to be managed. This was what family was supposed to look like. Around 8 o'clock, as the sky turned purple and the string lights became the main source of illumination, my brother Mike pulled me aside. Have you heard from Mom and Dad? No. Why? I drove past their house on the way here. There were maybe 6 cars there. Frank's, Ryan's, Beverly's. That's about it. I don't think their reunion went as planned. I should have felt vindicated. Instead, I just felt sad. The party continued. Kids ran around catching fireflies. Adults clustered in conversation groups. Someone started a fire in the pit. Marcus sat next to the fire with Uncle Tom, asking him questions about the stars while Tom patiently pointed out constellations. At 10:30, parents started gathering kids and saying goodbyes. Marcus was exhausted but glowing with happiness. He'd been hugged by dozens of people, told repeatedly how much he was loved, and included completely in a family celebration built around him. By 11, only Linda and Mike's families remained, helping me clean up. That's when headlights appeared in my driveway. My father's car. I froze. Linda saw my expression and touched my arm. Want me to handle it? No, I've got it. I walked to the driveway as my father got out of the car. Even in the dim light, I could see his face was blotchy. He'd been crying. Dad? He didn't speak, just stood there, holding something in his hands. Mike joined me. Dad? What's going on? Dad finally looked up, and I saw tears streaming down his face. He held out what he was carrying. It was Marcus's baby blanket, the one my late husband and I had brought him home from the hospital in, the one we kept at my parents' house for overnight visits. The soft blue one Marcus had loved until he was 5. I found this tonight. Dad's voice broke. In the closet. I was looking for something else, and I found this, and He couldn't continue. I took the blanket, confused. Dad, I don't understand. Your mother left. After the reunion. After everyone left early or didn't show up at all. After Ryan made some comment about how we turned a family gathering into a loyalty test and how we'd lost. She packed a bag and went to her sister's. She told me I needed to fix this or she wasn't coming back. Mike and I exchanged glances. Dad continued, I was angry at first. Angry at you for having this party, angry at everyone for choosing your event over ours, angry at myself for everything. Then I found this blanket, and he broke down completely. He was so small when we brought him home to visit. Do you remember? He fit in my arms. He'd grab my finger and squeeze. And I was so proud to be his grandpa. I remembered. Dad had been wonderful with Marcus as a baby. What happened to me? Dad asked, his voice raw. When did I start seeing him as a problem instead of my grandson? When did making Aunt Beverly comfortable become more important than including my own grandchild? I didn't have an answer. I drove past here around 6 o'clock, Dad admitted. I saw all the cars, heard the laughter, saw Marcus playing with his cousins. And I sat in my car at the end of the street and realized what I'd done. I excluded my grandson. I made you choose between your son and your family. I let other people's comfort matter more than his belonging. Mike spoke softly. Dad, we tried to tell you. I know. And I dismissed it. I made excuses. I convinced myself we were being reasonable. Dad looked at me. Can you ever forgive me? I held my son's baby blanket, feeling the soft, worn fabric. I thought about Marcus inside, probably already asleep, exhausted from the best day he had in months. I thought about the 32 people who'd shown up today without hesitation. I thought about the family I built in my backyard tonight. I don't know, Dad, I said honestly. You hurt us, badly. You made my son feel unwelcome in his own family. I know. And this isn't just about one reunion. This is about years of comments, years of suggestions that Marcus should change, that I should manage him better, that his autism is something to be fixed rather than accepted. Dad nodded, tears still falling. You're right. About all of it. So no, I can't just forgive you because you showed up crying with a blanket. That's not how this works. I understand. But I continued, if you're serious about fixing this, if you're genuinely willing to change how you see Marcus and treat him, then maybe we can work toward forgiveness. Slowly, with time and consistent effort. I'll do anything. Then start by learning about autism. Really learning, not just reading one article. Start by spending time with Marcus without trying to correct or change him. Start by standing up to people like Aunt Beverly when they make comments. Start by making him feel like he belongs, not like he's merely tolerated. Yes, all of that. I promise. Mike put his hand on Dad's shoulder. And Dad? Mom needs to be part of this too. This can't just be you making amends. She needs to understand what she did wrong. Dad nodded. She knows. That's why she left. She told me she was ashamed, that she let her need to appear like the perfect family host override her actual duty to her actual family. We stood in my driveway for a long moment, the three of us. The sounds of Linda finishing cleanup in the backyard drifted over. Somewhere in the distance, the last fireflies of summer blinked in the darkness. It's late, I finally said. And Marcus is sleeping. But if you want to come back next weekend, Saturday morning, we usually make pancakes. You could join us. No pressure, no big conversation. Just pancakes with your grandson. Dad's face crumpled with relief and gratitude. I'd love that. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. He hugged me, still clutching the blanket between us, and I let him. Not because everything was fixed. Not because one conversation erased the hurt. But because family is complicated, and forgiveness is a process, and sometimes the first step toward healing is just showing up. Even if it's at midnight, with tears on your face and a baby blanket in your hands, finally understanding what you almost lost.